Alright guys, Semphis here. We're on the map Mirage, and I'm going to be showing you a basic default that's going to cover all your bases. You can bring this to pretty much any team. Um, might be hard to do in an on-the-fly pug unless you're playing with like 3 or 4 friends. But the main purpose of this setup is to not have any early deaths and kind of play the late round and make them actually take a site and earn the round. On Mirage, you can definitely push A, push hulls, push D ramp, go underpass, push upper B. I understand. That's not this round. This round is you have more money, you have more economy, you're the better team, and you're going to win by being better. So everyone knows kind of like how to play upper B, I would assume. You know, most people have seen, people like Kerrigan and stuff. They kind of just jump spot a lot. Harassment, nades, mollies, smoke. Most people are going to try to hold their nades as long as possible. The worse gun you have, the closer you should get. I haven't thrown the smoke in a while, so bear with me if it doesn't land. Yeah, you could get your upper B player. Uh, well, it's basically the lineup, but yeah, if you want your upper B or your cat guy to throw the smoke first because you have an ump or a CZ or something and you want to get behind the smoke, that's something you can do. But on a most normal rounds, I would suggest you just kind of jump spot and play for the late round. Cat guy, your job is basically supporting upper B and coming towards cat at the start of the round. Most people are going to run over here. Maybe you throw like a shitty free flash if they're running out mid. If you hear them running underpass, try to time your nades. On this particular setup, your job is not to go in the ladder room. You can come towards mid and catch people off guard if they try to run out, but you don't want to be peeking wide. You kind of just want to be here at the start in case they run in the connector on your teammate. And if they run up cat like full crazy mode, obviously just mow them down. But your main point is to go cat, put a little bit of pressure, throw a little bit of nades, let them know you're there, and then come back and play towards B. You can throw like the flash for upper B. That lands in the window. Some people will play under here with a molly primed. Their teammate sees anyone, they just throw a molly. Pretty standard stuff. They're nothing crazy here. The cat guy's a pretty easy job. But your end goal should probably be around this spot, around here. You're just gonna kill them if they run up cat. And then at the same time, if they come out upper B and your teammate's getting swarmed, you're going to, try to kill the people swinging out. The mistake I most commonly see is people hide here too much, so like their teammate dies and they think oh shit, I'm just going to hide here. In theory, it seems like not a bad idea. It's just that if you get swung on, this is like a really advantageous fight for the T. So I'd really recommend picking a time and just swinging and try to kill people. That doesn't mean you have to like swing and like run and fight like an idiot, but every once in a while swing, you don't see anyone come back in, redo it. Just try to catch someone, because if you sit there and you just hide, you're gonna get run up on and killed, or at least traded. Most likely just killed on the spot though, to be completely honest. Now towards A player's job, molly ramp, smoke ramp, depending on the team you're playing, depending on how fast of a pace they're going. Probably smoke is fine versus most teams. Throw a nade in the smoke after. Now, if you want to play complete retake, that's totally fine. You can just play towards spawn, kind of holding the run out. However, I noticed a lot more teams have been playing towards like in the site, under Belk, default, that kind of stuff. However, you have to realize that you aren't going to have any help most of the time on Mirage, because your teammate at connector is going to go towards mid, and if they throw anything, he's going to be trying to one-way smoke. So if they do run out A on you, your teammate in the connector is kind of far. Your opper at window, they're going to throw a smoke top mid on him. They're going to try to smoke his window. He's going to take some shots. No one is there that quick. Like, you are going to be on your own if they triple run out hulls or run out the ramp on you. Now, they're close, but you just have to take that into account on the spot you pick. So if you were playing versus a really scrimmy team that couldn't just run out, you probably are better off playing spawn. If you're playing a slow team that you don't really think is going to do that, getting under Belk or something like that is probably fine, getting on top Belk. Now, the Opper is the number one player that fucks up on this map, in my opinion. They go mid, they get smoked off, they just sit here behind the smoke, not really doing anything. The cat guy's there, there's a guy connector, and there's a guy in window, all doing what exactly? Just looking at smokes. So you want to get out of here and go towards spawn. Your job now is becoming basically like the T ramp guy. So on this round, you would just kind of watch the T ramp. Obviously you can check the hulls too, depending on where your teammates are. If your teammate is top Belk, then great. Come into the site a little bit more. You can opt towards the connector. That's totally fine. If a dude walks out the ramp by himself and you spot him, your Belk guy can swing on him and kill him. It's very unlikely 4 guys just walk out the ramp. It's going to usually be that random A lurker that does it. And then your end goal is basically like if they ever start executing, you want to get back and spawn and delay them. Throw any nades you have, mollies, smokes, flashes, and your flashes should be timed for the Belk guy or the under Belk guy. Whether he's the one calling it for you or you're calling it for him, I would just try to time it well and tell him when you're flashing. And this guy just got to swing on your flashes and see how many people he can kill around this area. Because a lot of people will start wall surfing when they get blind over here, and he can pick up like an easy kill, come and hide. And at this point, the connector guy, who's his main job, is obviously at the start of the round you come towards connector. You just want to put some pressure in mid, see if you can kill anyone over the smokes. See if you can catch someone off guard coming underpass. Same kind of rule applies. You can harass them with nades. But the main mistake I see this guy have is he comes towards the connector, and he just comes to the stairs and he just hides here. Now, if your spawn guy has left and your cat guy has left, they can boost window, walk into ladder room, all for free. So you want to get your butt over towards the jungle. Now, a spot like this is relatively okay. You can spot the ladder and the jump up, and you have a fast peek on connector. However, a spot like this is probably better, where you just kind of gaining a little bit of info. If they walk up cat, your job is not really to kill this guy. I mean, if you do, great. But your job is not to come and peek window and fight. Your job is just to get info for the B guys if they run up cat and be a fast rotate. Now, if it's becoming fairly obvious that they're hitting A, smokes over the A walls, whatever, your job is basically come over here. If you can, throw a molly towards the hulls. It all depends on the execute, right? If they just called smokes and stuff, you probably have time to get some nades off, and then you want to be chucking your flashes towards the ramp. Your job is to delay, because the whole point of this map is to retake the A site. Now, you might be thinking, oh, if it's retake, then why do we have a dude under Belk? It's alright to have the one A player die. Making him if he gets 2 kills, you basically won the round. Most of the time, he might get like 1 kill, get traded out. Maybe he gets mollied, unfortunately, whatever. If that happens, he goes 1 for 1. The Opper jumps up above the smoke. He gets a kill. This jungle guy delays the hull guy, with some nades, and then he holds the jungle control. He holds this area. You're in a good position because it's a 4v3. You have spawn control. Your B guy should be catching up with spawn, and the cat guy should be coming and either jumping in the window room or clearing mid and coming connector. And at this point, you're going to use whatever nades you have left to retake. So that would mean, like the B rotator could, smoke or molly the hulls, have someone smoke T ramp, molly under Belk, molly firebox. But my main point is you're not going to always have the same exact nades because, if they faked B early or something, the B guy, he might not have his smoke or his nade. He might, it really depends on what nade. So I don't really like having like a set plan of like you have to molly this because you might not have the nade. Although everyone should know the basic spots, to smoke and retake. Now, when you do the retake, and it's a 4v3, they don't have a lot of spots to play if they don't have spawn or jungle control or connector, right? So they're going to be trapped. There's trapped like default, fire under Belk, hulls, ramp here. And these spots are not that hard to clear out, especially if you have a smoke or a Molotov to throw at them. So if you play like this, you kind of have like most of your things covered, and you're mostly playing kind of for like a pseudo retake of A. Like I said, the A guy could play spawn, but if the Opera is going back to spawn, you just have two dudes in spawn doing nothing, um, or kind of blocking each other, I should say. So it's kind of better, honestly, that he just kind of frags out or dies in A. Um, Now, if you are on a low buy and you still want to play like a round like this, like most low buys on Mirage CT are going to be like one op, a CZ, an ump, and two M4s, or something like that. It's not going to be like a super low buy because like five FAMAS isn't really that good on this map, right? Like most people aren't going to do that, but getting a miniature buy with one op is pretty common on this map. So if that happens, and you're the A player, feel free, to smoke a ramp, molly, nade it, and as the smoke's fading, try to get into the ramp, and just playing a spot like this. Because honestly, this spot with a CZ or up, it's much more favorable for you than if you would have played under Belk with a CZ or something. Like you're not going to get many kills here. It's not going to work. So I think getting a little bit closer on those rounds is probably better if you have a bad gun. Just like at upper B, you might want to throw the upper B smoke and get up there with like an ump or whatever. But all in all, like most things should be covered on a strat. Like you shouldn't get caught off guard. The worst thing that could happen is maybe they run out holes at the start of the round. They kind of come up, they do two guys fake mid control, and three guys just run out. At this point, what's going to happen is your A player is going to call like out holes, and this guy's going to turn, and he's going to have a chance to get one or two kills, but a lot of the times he might get killed and then traded. So then it's really on the A player at this point to be ready and play like some random spot, like playing right here or something, and like the flash comes over, peek up, you get a kill, hide a bit, connector guy comes, helps him, whatever. There's not a perfect way to counter a triple hulls other than something I like to do is like when I don't hear anything at mid, I'll turn around and just molly hulls if I think the team likes to do it. But if they're making a lot of noise mid and this guy gets kind of like baited towards the mid to kind of clear, you are really alone. So the best thing to do here would just to play from spawn, right? Like just smoke the ramp and just kind of hold the hulls run out. They run out hulls, you try to get a kill and live. Because the same rule applies on any round on this map is if you control spawn and jungle, you can always retake A site. B becomes a little bit more problematic, but if you are playing a late round setup, you should have a decently fast rotates towards B if your players are playing over here. Now, if you ever want to play a little, switch the round up a little bit, and you're like, oh, okay, well, our setup's really obvious. They know the op's just going back spawn. They know we're not playing a ladder room. It's fine to, have the op upper B, have one guy, get the M4 into ladder room, and this is where like the same kind of thing of the jungle guy or the connector guy playing the stairs comes into play. Is like if your ladder guy is in ladder room, he's now the window cat guy. Just kind of like how the connector guy was the cat window boost guy. It's the same thing. So the cat guy now becomes that guy. So whether the guy's rifling B, opping B doesn't really matter. This guy is now the first the person watching that, and these people don't need to be wasting your time. You don't need another rifle towards here if this dude's in here. You know what I mean? So on a round like this, something that wouldn't be bad is to make your op the rotator. So your op would be the first rotate towards B. The guy's jump swatting, and then you'd play a little bit heavier towards B. He might op the run out, and you still have like a fake 3 towards A. It's not quite as good as the other setup for A, but it's much better for B. Or this guy, as soon as the nades come over, he'll be able to break the vent and kind of like run over and be this guy. You just won't have your op there. But on this round, this is a very important round where like you should be playing retake on this round because A is so low that you would want to be playing spawn. However, this guy could now play a spot like stairs. Like since no one's got the connector walk up, he would want to be in a spot like this, or even a spot like this, Um, like it depends on the team you play. If an Opera peeks you, you'll die. I don't think it's that awful to just take a shot. Um, but yeah, I would. This is definitely the better spot. Um, just kind of playing around here. Same rules apply. Nades come over, molly hulls, counter flash, and playing retake. Now, when you play this setup, this guy, his job is to live. The Opera is going to meet up with him, right? So this guy wants to fall back and kind of hold the spawn push. If you're really getting pushed, jumping all the way back here is totally fine. Just getting here, having your Opera kind of hold the push. After a little bit, you walk up, and the Opera can just throw like a flash to your right, and you can just peek with it and just kill them. Um, Something like that, just like a clear together. Both of you come up, same rules apply, Now you can throw your mollies towards firebox, you know, smoke the ramp from behind the ball. Whatever it is your retake plan is. Every team is slightly different. Every player has a little bit of a different way. However, the rifler over here at the stairs, your job is mostly just to be like, all right, they're coming out. I'm gonna see if I can get one kill, right? Like, because you're gonna get smoked off most of the time. So if you can get one kill, drop a Molotov like somewhere where it's pretty common that people plant. Spam common spam spots where people plant. If you deny the bomb, you have done a great thing for your team. It's going to make it much easier. Call where that shit dropped so that your other people can come and help you. The other cat guy will be able to come over here, clear your mid, and he'll be able to catch up with you or jump in the window. And now you guys have control of the jungle. Like, your end goal should be to fall back here. If they even jump to stairs, you can just wait for your teammate if you know he's there. Just maintaining this control, because if they do not get jungle, connector, or spawn, if they don't control one of those three, and you get one kill, even a 5v5, honestly, like, you'll be able to retake. Um, so if you want to play like just a very standard default, this is pretty much like the most like logical kind of like ways you should rotate, because um, when you start doing random other stuff, it's totally fine. Like I said, if you've been doing like this default the whole time and you want to do an underpass push, you want to push halls, you want to do fight mid, you want to control mid, that's totally fine. I'm not saying any of those setups are bad. I'm just saying for the sake of a default, it's very important that teams get good at just drilling, retakes A, drilling. All right, the Opera is going to be the first rotator to be like, getting good at these things will make it a lot easier on you, because you won't have all these random holes. Because like I said, if if the cat guy just comes over here and fights, and the connector guy is like just coming in looking at underpass, and the Opera's still in window, B and A are both weak. You know what I mean? And like, maybe you guys fall off, maybe you don't. Um, it just makes more sense to kind of like have like a system. And if you are playing the Opera, spawn, and a dude T ramp and a dude under Belk, like I said, it leaves a lot open if the other two guys are playing like in the spawn, and you'll see that in matches. It even happened to my team where one guy screws up and he doesn't realize that he was supposed to be the guy to at least if you lose control, the cat guy should be the guy at least watching the boost up. But that will win rounds, and you'll even see it versus good teams. Like you'll see people boost up in window, you'll see them lurk in the connector, in the ladder room, and sometimes it's because they did a push or they did like an unorthodox setup and they took that risk and it just didn't pay off. However, at a lower level, I think it's better to minimize your risks on CT side, and make them earn the rounds from you first before you start doing that stuff. At a higher level, like if you're playing in SK gaming, you're playing a phase, you can't just play default every single round. It's not going to work. I understand that. This is just a basic default, so hope you guys enjoyed. I'll try to do it for more maps. Peace.